bro and bro.
It's
here.
still bro. Hey, 2 is plural, bro.
we still bro. Bolt blows. Here we go. No, so James will not be joining us. He's still going to be on vacation in Europe. We will have a special guest joining us shortly today, which would be exciting. So plenty to talk about in today's video. Free agency, guys. I know you guys are upset about it. We're going to talk about the free agents we have signed, what it means for the Chargers, why it matters to the Chargers, and, what we could potentially see offensively going forward with the Chargers. I think it's exciting. I think it's been, overall, what would you give the grade of the Chargers so far? A, B, C, D, whatever you think. But plenty to talk about here, guys. Let's get into it, guys. As always,
Bolt Bros. Let's go.
Denzel Perryman here, man. You watching the Bolt Bros podcast. Stay tuned.
Shout out blue dreams, stadium lights gleam. Bolt Bros on the beat, leave stream. Chargers rocking speeds, Sonic Supreme. From the podcast to the field, we're a team. Charged up, Bolt Bros on the night. LA Thunder in electric delight. Bolts in the battle, sparking bright. Charged up, ride the lightning, feel the fright.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, well, it's going to be interesting to see how the rest of free agency lines up for the Chargers. But again, I will say one thing, and I thought about this. Everyone talks about the second round of free agents. So really, the first week has already passed. Second round is really from March 14th, 16th. So we're moving into that right now. Other players are going to be released as well. It does seem like we're targeting after cut players, so it does not go against our comp pick formula with people like Odafe and Zion Johnson.
Right.
So whether this strategy is going to work, I guess, remains to be seen, Kyle. So what are your general thoughts on that now?
Well, here's the thing, though, too. Yeah, like there's obviously a lot of players that we could have got out and gotten. And my biggest issue is that a lot of the top tier players in free agency are gone. And that's what I do believe that a lot of the Bolt fam especially is struggling with right now. We had so many different opportunities and so many players that we could have gotten, but we just didn't. And that's a huge frustrating thing for us right now.
Yeah, $62 million left in cap space.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of money. I'll take 10% of that and I'd be real happy. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm just saying that's a lot of money that can go to a lot of players. And Odafe signed for $25 million or 25 million. Mm-hmm. And then Zion Johnson, we could have afforded both of those people as well too. But look, at the end of the day, it's interesting. I thought a lot about this the other day that Joe Ortiz was very clear. He was not going to overpay for players. He was not going to overpay for players. That's the bottom line. That's just how it is. And so whether he doesn't want to give up his comp picks, because we're set to probably get a third and maybe a fourth with Zion, a third with Odafe and a fourth with Zion. Clearly, we're not trying to let those picks go. Yeah. And I think they're willing to take some decent players. Now, again, another person, Tony Jefferson. Mm-hmm. Again, I think that he'll probably come back as well, but we'll see. They're probably going to be focusing on a good contract for him. But it's interesting. I do like this comment here. The Chargers are playing money ball, and I like what they're doing. Trust the process. Mm-hmm. I agree with that. I think part of it is really about just getting good players. You're not going out and spending a ton of money on one or two good players. You're spreading it around and adding depth. Whether you like it or not, that's just how it is, right? So we'll see how it plays out. Oh, and it looks like our special guest is in the studio. Kyle, do you have a drum roll?
Hang on a sec. One sec.
See, we got a drum roll.
Yeah. There you go. Drum roll. Here it is.
I'll do the drum roll.
There it is.
There we go.
That's it.
We got Mike. What's up, buddy?
Hey.
More Mike's the better, right?
Oh, I love it. NFL Mike is in the house. That's awesome. Good to have you here.
Thank you for having me again. you guys hear me okay?
100%.
The microphone was kind of struggling.
Oh,
Nope,
yes.
you sound great. You sound great.
Hey, did you get a new microphone, man? Those are the solid microphones right there.
Mhm.
I've had this one for a while, but I've always I have technical difficulties when I'm starting up. It feels like always.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
It's always exciting. It's always exciting. Yeah, but you sound great, Mike. So you are a special guest. So we are going to be coming to you with a lot of thoughts. So first thoughts. What do you think about free agency so far, just as a whole? The, Joe Ortiz, the way he's handling it. What's your thoughts offensively? We're going to go through each one of the players as well, too. So what are your general thoughts so far?
Overall, I think it's been on brand. Let's say. Yep. I expect a little bit more maybe aggressive play on like the interior O-line market, but overall, I think it's been pretty on brand for Joe Ortiz. They're playing the comp pick thing. I think that it's a little bit overblown, like how much they play into it.
Yeah.
Maybe it is a decision maker on like a 50-50 decision, but I don't think that necessarily they're just like not signing guys because of that. I think the injury and health issues with a lot of these guys that we wanted as Chargers fans is really what they've been avoiding. They don't want to pay a bunch of money into a player, and we end up in a Brian Bulaga style situation. You know what I mean? Where now you're paying this player to basically just watch because the contract was so bad. So I think that they're not as aggressive as Chargers fans wanted to be. So I understand that, and that part is a little bit frustrating for me on just the interior O-line part. But we did get a center. We did get a center immediately on the first day, a guy that probably would have gotten like a bidding war style thing after that Linderbaum deal went off. Right. Imagine if Biadasz didn't sign with us before that Tyler Linderbaum deal pops off. I feel like he's probably going to cost another $5 million right there. Boom. Just because of that. So I do think that they did good there and they were aggressive. So you got to give them some credit. I hope that there's some kind of plan at guard though. So we'll see what happens there. Overall, I think it's been solid because I think you got the core of a 11-win playoff team still.
Yep.
And they addressed the most important position at center. And you got Khalil Mack back, which I think was the most important retainee. Yep. So I would say 2 out of the 3 boxes are checked for me already.
Yeah.
Or one guard move to excite everyone up. Maybe a wide receiver move away from this being a great free agency. And I would say it's good right now, right? It's probably good. It's solid. We've improved at minimum.
I think you and I come from the same cloth. You are a honorary Bolt bro. We all know this. And I think that's exactly how I feel about it. And guys, I said this over and over again. We weren't going to go out there and make these super splashy. We weren't going to go get these super expensive players. I knew we were not going to pay $25 million for DPOY. His number just went crazy. Same with Zion Johnson. Number went crazy. There's just no way we're going to pay that. Because I think a lot of the players in the NFL are very good, even players that haven't started over and over again. And I like a lot of the people we signed for cheap. I agree that we are not max paying for a lot of these contracts, but Joe Ortiz is fine with these 1 or 2 year contracts and then moving on with people, if they sign somewhere else, great, it's a comp pick. So whether that happens or not, we'll see. DPOY is in there as well too, but I did notice that Zion Johnson is he was Cole Strange. He and him, they kind of washed each other out, which I thought was kind of interesting. So for some reason, I thought Zion was still available. He's not on the comp pick category anymore at this point. But
yeah, and there's some positions. There's some positions. Sorry to cut you off. There's some position. It's like with the Chiefs at DB. They just trust their scheme so much. They could plug and play some 5th round DB that they found has a certain skill set that they really like, and make him into a star. Honestly, same thing with the Patriots. They did this for years with DBs. It feels like the Chargers are turning into a little bit of a D-line factory on that side of the ball.
I agree.
The team is leading to someone on the D-line like breaking out like that every year and getting paid, and Ortiz is picking up on it. Like I'm going to be confident in my coaching staff, confident in what we're putting on the field as a scheme that we're going to find someone that could put up that production that Owe put up.
Well said, Mike. I really agree with that thought as well too. So this is pretty funny. Kyle saw this earlier today. We had to get a laugh at it right here. Peter Dinklage welcoming Kyle Murray to the Vikings. Pretty freaking hilarious, but that's a good one. Anyways, this perfect little chuckle. Chuckle for the old Sunday here as well too. So that was pretty good. So, all right, let's get into the actual picks. So, again, I'm going to go offense first, and then we're going to go defense. And, guys, in the chat right now, what would you automatically give the free agent grade so far? A, B, C, D, F? just leave a comment down and give us a grade on each one of these players as well too. So, because I think all of them have a purpose and a point. So we'll talk about each one of them individually. And Mike, since you're our special guest, you're going to go first, or you can defer if you want to hear our thoughts on it as well too. But I'm curious to hear what your take is on all of these. We've already done short videos on most of them, so just curious what your thoughts are. So first one, Trey Lance.
Oh, I love Trey Lance. Okay, so this gets at least a B from me, just because it excites my preseason. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, there you go.
I got to get something behind in the preseason every single year. Last year, it was, did Jim Harbaugh fix Trey Lance? Did Jim Harbaugh fix Quentin Johnston? I might have been right about one of those. I don't know. Flash forward a year, a lot of people were calling me dumb on posts that we collabed about my Quentin Johnston takes. But yeah, I'll just give this a B just for the preseason excitement. At least it's a 1-year deal, so people that are worried about the price tag on it, you're basically getting a guy in here that knows Harbaugh, knows what he wants from the quarterback room. Gonna go through the practices very smoothly. We're not gonna have any hiccups with that. I don't think Trey Lance is the future of the Chargers. That's why it's good. It's a 1-year deal, but you have a backup that gives you some hope if we get in a pinch, right? You can just run Trey Lance out there and run a very simple offense all of a sudden, a very Colin Kaepernick style offense, have Trey Lance running around like crazy and steal a win in the middle of the season if we need to. It could happen. Whereas before, no offense to Easton Stick, if he goes in there, I felt like we were going to get blown out by 50 points. And then I saw it happen. And I didn't need to see anymore. So
you saw that live. Oh,
give him a B on a backup quarterback.
Yeah. I like Trey Lance too. You know, one thing Mike McDaniel says when his opening press conference, you know what he said? He goes, look, at the end of the day, we want to run an offense that all of our quarterbacks can run effectively, right? Not number one, not number two, number three. All three of them can run the offense effectively. And I really think that's what Mike McDaniel wants to do. And again, is Trey Lance the best? No, but he's good enough. Secondarily, I think back at what happened last season, that offense was completely created around Justin Herbert. So when Trey Lance came in, he looked even more worse. So he just looked terrible. Like he doesn't have the same skill set because 5-step drop, deep pass, he doesn't have the arm accuracy that Justin Herbert has. So I think either way with McDaniel, he will make Trey Lance look good. If he had to come in, let's just knock on wood that doesn't have to happen. Exactly. But as we're discussing, he's a serviceable backup quarterback. Kyle, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, it looks like the consensus on the chat is a C for him, and I feel like I'm kind of giving him just a little bit of giving him the C+ on that one, because I like Trey Lance a lot. I mean, obviously, as I was gonna say this too, but he's a step above Easton Stick by far. Yeah. Especially because NFL Mike here, you had a firsthand experience of watching that travesty go down. And did you actually leave Joe Morley in the gas station on the way home? Is that?
Yes. No gimmicks. I was in the front row for that. He deserved that, by the way. Everyone was like, "Oh, you're messed up for leaving him in the desert." For one, there's only one gas station stop away from Bakersfield or wherever the fuck all the Raiders fans gather. And then also the other thing, they talk trash all day. That wasn't like just the game. And I sat in the front row with them. I got there at 9 a.m. with these mofos, dude. It was all. I will never do it again. I haven't gone back to Vegas since that.
Oh, really? Good.
No, yeah, I had to drive through there. I'd go around it.
Yeah, you're like, I'm not going there.
Yep.
But I will say about this move that it is a good signal for the fact, like something I was worried about this offseason, and it was really like I'm watching the Khalil Mack news like a hawk. That C+ grade that the players kind of gave the coaching staff or whatever, it wasn't a big concern to me. But if that happened and then Khalil Mack left, Trey Lance coming back is saying, this is what I feel is best for my development to try and become a starter again. Yeah. And that gives some confidence to the coaching staff, to the situation that the Chargers are if he did have to come in the game versus other situations in the league. And Khalil Mack coming back before free agency opened, it kind of just reassures that wasn't really that much to take too much stock into. Guys aren't saying I am giving up faith on this build, whatever you want to call it, the Harbaugh culture that we're trying to win a Super Bowl with here.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and McDaniel's arguably one of the best offensive minds in the NFL. I would say he's probably the best offensive coordinator. I also think McDaniel's going to be learning how to become a head coach. I think he was a young he's now he was young offensive head coach. I think he wasn't quite ready. The rumors are that he wasn't. He was a player coach, didn't really know how to discipline his players at all. That's why they had some struggles there. So I think he's got to step up and learn how to be more of a head coach. It's a perfect opportunity for him to learn from Jim Harbaugh and then move on as well too. But again, if you're Trey Lance, why would you want to go somewhere else to some team that has a worse offensive mind than someone like Mike McDaniel? Mike McDaniel can make Trey Lance look good. He made Tua look good. Tua's not that good. He was okay, but he's not that good. So anyways, good point.
Just a quick one right here, though. The meme has reemerged.
Oh, you gotta give him that hook too and spit on that thing.
He's a bird of prey. He's with the Falcons, and he's Tua. So oh my god.
Good point. Oh, that's pretty funny.
Their coaching styles are very similar too. It's awesome. It's a perfect fit.
Yeah,
exactly. All right, so Tyler Biadasz. This one was great. I liked that we got him. Again, does not he was cut, so it does not apply towards the comp pick formula. So what do we think about Biadasz, right? Worst center in the NFL to the 10th ranked center in the NFL. So obviously an upgrade there, but what are your general thoughts?
I'm excited about this signing. Obviously Linderbaum was at the top of everyone's list, but the top 3 centers on the market, I think, was the Bills center that the Bills, I think, ended up retaining, right? He ended up leaving. Did he end up leaving?
No, he's there. They signed him.
McGovern. Yeah.
McGovern.
Mm-hmm. Yep, McGovern.
Biadasz, who actually I think ends up being like a really good scheme fit for us, and then of course Linderbaum. That was kind of like my top 3. So to get this done, at the deal they got it before that big contract set off, because that kind of contract, maybe someone's not going to break that right away, but it just adjusts everyone up a little bit, the entire way up. The worst center gets a pay raise based off Tyler Linderbaum getting that much of a jump past the last highest paid center. It's insane. It's very much like when these wide receivers break it, and then you see like, oh, we all want to get paid, by the way, not just this one guy. So that also is a huge win for us. And then when I started to really dig into the film, once he's officially signed as a Charger and get even deeper on what he's done in his career, this guy had some amazing seasons with the Dallas Cowboys.
100%.
And I don't know if you guys remember, some of those Cowboys teams dealt with some injuries at the quarterback position specifically, and they had to lean on the run game. And guys like Tony Pollard were breaking out like crazy. That was not necessarily all Tony Pollard. That was a lot of the O-line they had in place there and the center that was running it. So, I mean, that was very exciting to see, like, that he has some Pro Bowl level play in him. And that's already put on film on the field. And then what he did in Washington, he was kind of like exactly what Mike McDaniel needs out of center.
Yep.
It's there in the Washington film when you look at that too. So it's perfect. I think he's athletic enough to do all the stuff that McDaniel's schemes call for, to really pressure those edge rushers on the other side, force them to defend the run at all times, defend the pass at all times, and not know what's going on. Being able to use your center as like a guard helps with that a lot. And no offense to Bozeman and to Greg Roman's very not complex blocking schemes. I didn't see them doing very much cool stuff that I saw Tyler doing in some of this Commanders tape.
Yep. Yeah. I agree. I like that. Kyle, thoughts?
Yeah, I'll just be quick and short on this one. Clearly, absolutely an A. I'll give it a solid A for us. Like, bottom line, going from the worst ranked center in the league to a top 10, absolutely, amazing here. And we got him for cheap. 3 years, $30 million. Gosh, that's a huge steal for us right there. So having a Pro Bowl level freaking center now, like in that position, is going to be huge for us. So let's just hopefully everything goes well with us for the rest of the season on that one. So, 100% stoked on it.
I mean, McDaniels, as in McDaniels offense, like Mike's microphone.
Exactly.
Mike.
Yeah, and this is a good point. A lot of pulling and moving to the second level to block, and it's a big part of what we do. Again, that's the wide zone run scheme, and again, I think Biadasz is perfect for that. Now, we're going to talk more about the folks that we did sign and re-sign here in a second. But look, I give this one an A. I think he's one of my favorite overall free agent signings so far, and I just think I think he's going to be great. And again, you're right, Kyle. You said it perfectly. the worst to like the 10th, right? And no matter what, it's an upgrade, right? Because you could have picked any other center in the league and you would have been better at this point, right? So
right,
and it's so important too. It's so important. Like this is offensive line collapsing if it's wrong, clearly, as we see. So come on, let's just get some average play there, like you guys are saying, man. That'd be perfect.
Now, and again, going through the rest of the even I was going to say this all about Trey Lance as well too. Clearly, this coaching staff likes the players we have. They want to make sure we bring back existing players, right? You know, Trey Lance is a great example. Obviously, Khalil Mack is a great example. I think they just need a few pieces to get them over the edge, right? And I think that's why they're okay spending and just getting some good players. They just don't want to have glaring holes on this team, and I think that's really where it's where it's going to be interesting. So yeah,
it's deep also, Andrew. Like there's still a lot of free agents out there, and even like we saw last year, this is going to go like the Tyreek Hill situation. I don't want Tyreek Hill on the Chargers. No, but that situation is going to drag out past the draft probably.
It will. Yep.
And multiple situations like that are going to, and it's going to be late, and these players are going to be desperate, and they need to sign 1 year minimum deals, and that's when Joe Ortiz is going to come in with his hat.
Yep. And again, you know, other people like Keenan Allen. You know, do we go after Keenan Allen for a 1 year deal? You know, who knows?
That could play out till week 1.
It could. It could.
Yeah,
it really could. And so Trevor Penning, gosh, I saw so much heat on this one. But Mike, what do you think about Trevor Penning coming back?
I hope the plan isn't to like put him in there and start him at guard next year, but it makes sense. Like you're saying, they like to retain players that know the practices, they know the scheme, they know the pace, they know the offensive line room, they know what we're trying to do in there and what we're trying to build. And there is a lot of things that go into that with personality on guys. And a Harbaugh and Ortiz built locker room, they do pay attention to this kind of stuff. And that's why I think they are going after Jawan Jennings because of his personality. Like this guy is like an aggressive, you know, angry football player. That's what Trevor Penning is known for. And they just want a bunch of bullies out there. That's what Trevor Penning is kind of known for, being a penalty-filled bully. And no matter how much we all say, yeah, we can get a better guard, when they look at a guy that could play tackle and can play guard and even has played some center, they look at that as an asset to them when you take the full picture, even if the tape that we're seeing isn't perfect. But at the same breath, I know what Chargers fans are saying. I don't want him to be the starting guard. Like if he's the starting guard, this is a D. Like we don't want him to be out there. I think I'd even rather like a Ben Cleveland or whoever else we have on the roster be tried out there than Penning be the day 1, week 1 starter at guard. Although I do think the center can help the guard positions out a lot, especially with the pass protection issues.
I agree. Yeah, and Trevor Penning was great at the run game. And Tupapa right here, 7230. Penning will be better on McDaniel's game. I agree 100%. Yeah, he is nasty in the run game. You want a guy that's going to go to the next level. That's what he does very well. So, but again, he struggles with pass protection. I agree with that 100%. But dude, I think he's going to be good. I think he might even start, guys. I really do. So I don't know. We'll see.
It works.
Competitors welcome, right? That's how it's going to boil down. And I think if a guard becomes available that they like more, we'll go from there.
Yeah, I think what we're going to see is we're going to see one more guard signing, and it's going to be like a veteran, like a no-brainer. Okay, that guy's probably starting at left guard, and they're going to have a competition
like that.
Right guard.
Right. You know, that same side though too is like, I mean, you guys have mentioned it. Yeah, we still have Ben Cleveland on the team. We got signed a futures contract for him, so we have him here, and I want to say that he's going to get the start over Penning at that guard position on the left side there. So that's kind of where my head's at on that. I'm hoping that that's going to happen as well. But I don't know. I think Trevor Penning does have a little bit more room to grow. He wasn't doing really well in the Saints at all. So, but I do agree. I think that Mike McDaniel's system will be good for him. So I'm keeping this one as a solid B- for me.
Yeah. Also with the Mekhi Becton move, you saw the value that they just saw there, like in just pure size. You know what I mean? Just a pure monster at that spot. So maybe that's what they're thinking here.
Yeah.
He's big, man. I mean, he is not small. And I remember when he came out in the draft, we wanted him, and he ended up going to the Saints. And, you know, the Saints aren't the best team in the NFL, obviously. But, you know, I think I think McDaniel will do a great job. If he can make an undrafted free agent center one of the best centers in the NFL, he can make Trevor Penning a better fit. Yeah. So I think he'll be fine. I don't know that he's going to be amazing. Again, we don't want glaring holes. That's what I'm saying.
That's the problem.
You can't have a weak link, right? And again, why didn't we re-sign Zion Johnson? He couldn't pick up the stunt. Anytime anyone would stunt his direction, he could not scoop it up. So, it was a problem. But again, he was never hurt. So there was some value in that as well. But anyways, Trevor Penning, I give this one a B. And again, guys, remember, as soon as we throw this name out, give us a grade. Let us know what you guys think in the chat. Ooh. We might know what this one is, folks. We might not go too far into this one.
It's a similar situation, though, and I think this is your candidate to start at guard. I'm telling you, this is probably your candidate.
There you go. Yeah,
start at right guard and play 2 games, and then Trevor Penning be our guard. But hey, Trey Pipkins is like a trust the process kind of player at this point with us. We have to keep.
He is. Oh wait, but just so we were talking, Ben Cleveland
I feel like this is like one of those players. It's like a Taylor Heineke situation. Like once you sign Taylor Heineke, I'm like, no, Taylor Heineke always finds the field. There's no way he's on a team and doesn't end up in there.
All right, so we got our first super chat. Krevix Bass. Am I saying that right? Krevix Bass? Did I say that right? Krevix Bass. Competitors welcome. My ass, he's cheap. You cheap. You win. You play. Off playing for quality. Ask the Rams, Seahawks, and Patriots and Bears. Gonna be another playoff bounce. Oof. We'll see. I think bottom line, but what you're gonna see overall is we're going to be committing to the run game. And a lot of people thought, well, McDaniel's gonna pass the ball. We want the Tyreek Hill type of guys. They're committing to the run game, guys. Like if you look at what they did on the offensive side of the ball, all the signings are going to show you we want to smash the ball down people's throat. That's Jim Harbaugh 101. The thing is, he does the same thing that really Greg Roman does. He just schemes it up a lot differently. So that's just kind of my take on it as well, too. So
and sometimes I wonder, like, I know that we all want to just go out there and just get every free agent we want and make every trade that we want, but like, I don't even know what that means, but like not spending. They signed like 15 players total at this point. We retained Khalil Mack for $20 million 1-year guaranteed contract. He could break his leg in camp, God forbid, but something could happen and we still have to pay him the money. I mean, they're being selective with who they do, but I really think it all goes back to injury risk on these veterans.
It does.
If these guards that were available, like if Elton Jenkins didn't have that whole history, then they probably would have been down to give him whatever contract that he wanted to give.
Yep.
But I don't think it's necessarily about them being cheap. I think it's more about them being selective because they've seen other teams get sunk by overspending maybe hours once in a while.
Yeah, I agree with you. And again, we want depth, right? And thank you so much for the super chat. I really do appreciate it very much. And competitors, welcome. Fantastic. We also don't fully know exactly how Mike McDaniel is going to run the offense. I mean, we know what he did in Miami, and he was very clear. What I did in Miami is what I did in Miami. It's not what, I kind of had to do what I had to do because of what I had. So he's still going to come into this season and really, potentially create an offense that works for the Chargers and the players that they have. So,
and with the competitors welcome phrase also, like they've done a great job at bringing in the veterans that are on the team usually that aren't like the superstar players, the core captains of the team. They're usually like on prove it deals.
Yep.
So you got a mix of rookies that are trying to prove it and veterans that are trying to keep their job. It's a good environment to build a very strong, iron sharpens iron kind of football team. I like it. I think that the way they blend it is kind of perfect.
Yep. One other person that they have, again, we got Ben Cleveland. He's 6'6", 357. He's a gigantic dude. He's huge.
Yeah.
And we still got Josh Kaltenberger. He is 6'6", 308. Big dude. He's our center. And then Branson Taylor, who I think played really well. I remember he plays guard or tackle. He's 6'6", 330. And I think he could really work well in that system also. But Trey Pipkins, bottom line, I give this a C. He's a backup guy. Maybe a swing tackle. We'll see what happens. But again, you don't want tackles going down, and you need someone that could step in and actually do a decent job. And he's done a decent job. Again, he's not the best, but just like Trey Lance, he's a backup for a reason, right? So we'll see where it plays out. Any other thoughts on that, Kyle?
Yeah, just a solid C. We always know he's good, not great. He's a serviceable person, just like Andrew's special member. But he's been around for a long time. hey, he may be one of those guys that's just a career Charger, and that's going to be amazing for us, though, too. I mean, I love to see that. I love to see us maintaining a player throughout their entire career. And so hats off to him. We'll see him around. Hopefully he does get better this year with Mike McDaniel's system, too.
Yeah.
Ice up those knees, man. Ice up the knees.
Yeah.
Someone massage this man's hamstrings.
Keep it in, keep it in the that Epsom salt.
Some of these, it's like you're signing a 10-game deal.
Yep. It's about right. It's about right. Yeah. So anyways, I give it a C. It is what it is. Okay, next one. Give us this one a grade here. Cole Strange. What do we think about Cole Strange in the chat? And Mike, what are your thoughts?
What was the number on Cole Strange here? I think this is just like a Mike McDaniel pick.
Yep.
He came in there with his Pokemon cards and said, here, I choose these 3 that are free agents to kind of help transfer this offense over. Obviously, your center is going to be really key to that. I think that he's kind of over here to kind of help move along this transition into a different style offense a little bit. I don't think it's going to be crazy different, but it is obviously going to be different. I'm trying to look for the price tag on him. Does anyone have the price tag on this?
6.9 or something.
That'll determine the grade for me. It's a C plus B if we got him for basically free. If we got him for free.
Yeah, I think it was 6 points. Let's see.
All right, here, 2 years, 13 million. So
yeah, something like that. Yeah. So
when you sign the other center to about double that, that's a backup center contract. So this is gonna be our 2 centers the next probably 2 seasons at least. I'll give it a B as the backup center grade. It's hard to grade your backup center pickup.
I'm looking at 6.5 on over the cap.
Yeah, that makes sense. Similar to what I have too. I just have a list of free agents I just add to when I see it.
For sure.
So the funny thing about Cole Strange is he was definitely drafted earlier than most people projected by Bill Belichick with the Patriots, and everyone thought like, "What the hell, dude?" Like they thought he was like a third round, maybe a 4th round pick, and he was drafted in the 1st round, which was crazy. Having said that, he did really well for Mike McDaniel last season, so I think that's why he's here. He only gave up 2 sacks, decent grades. Understands the system, understands what he needs to be. And to your point, he's a guy that knows the system, and I think can run the system well enough, right? So we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, really an interesting fit. And again, you're right, he can fill in at center also as well too, which is good. You want versatility. I think that's one of the things that I've noticed with the Chargers as well. They are trying to make sure they get players that aren't just one-trick ponies. They want people that can run a couple different positions, and they can put the best 5 guys on that line at any given moment. So, I think that's important. So, hey, A, B- from Germany, bolts up. Hey,
that's awesome. Whoa,
very cool.
Welcome from
Very
Germany.
cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, I like this pickup, though. I mean, obviously, we wanted some bigger players for guard, but, like you guys are saying, like this is just a package deal with Mike McDaniel. Bring him over. Knows him. He's already worked with him. It's a good signing. It's not that expensive, so it'll work. But is it splashy? No, not at all. So
very true.
I would give this a B- just because of how the scheme fit works for Mike McDaniel.
And again, he can pick up stunts at least, which is interesting. But yeah, I give this one like a B- probably. Yeah. So
yeah.
And Bolt Bros worldwide, by the way. Bolt Bros worldwide.
That's right.
Yeah, it is.
Bolt Bros worldwide. The globe. Let's go.
That's it.
Yeah. James is in. He was in. No, he was in Greece.
I saw that.
Where's he going to now? I can't remember where he's going to.
A brave man. I would not be in the air right now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Gonna be interesting.
It's a little close for comfort there. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So the next one here, guys. Charlie Kolar. What do we think about Charlie Kolar coming over? I was a little shocked and taken back by this one, but Mike, I want to hear your thoughts on this one first.
Yeah, I got to give this one at least a solid B+. We got to see it play out because you have similar goals here to the other blocking tight end experiments. But I think that Charlie Kolar is more of an athlete than definitely than Dirty Will Dissly, but more of an athlete than Hayden Hurst, more of an athlete than these guys, Tyler Conklin, and that he brings like top of the line level blocking as a run blocker. Yeah. I think he's now the highest paid as run blocking tight end. Yeah. But as I saw even Ravens fans talking about this on the internet, this guy can make plays in the red zone, especially, and he's shown that already with his limited target share in the loaded tight end room in Baltimore. He got that experience behind Mark Andrews, behind Isaiah Likely. I think it's a perfect fit for our offense when we talk about the play action game, what he can bring to it. When we have 2 tight end sets, you have 2 tight ends in Gadsden and Kolar that can break down the field or even just be, like I said, red zone threats. It's got to be a B+, B, A probably when we look at the payoff. I mean, we don't know what the payoff's going to be, but if this guy scores 4 touchdowns next year and has 400, 500 yards in a pairing with Gadsden, and we don't have to address that position for a couple of seasons, it's an A. I mean, that would be huge.
100%.
Even though that doesn't seem like it would be that big of impact. We've been trying to get this, like Tyler Conklin experiment here. Tyler Conklin to be like a blocking play action tight end, or we forced Will Dissly to do it, which was fun, I guess, but not fun when the ball's in the air and you're watching him with the game on the line.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm seeing a lot of B pluses here.
Yeah,
with Charlie Kolar. Great blocking tight end, just like you said, Mike. And I think he's got more offensive upside than a lot of people give him credit for. Remember, Ravens run a very different offense as well, too. I do think he will be used more in the passing game. And he will actually line up as a blocking tight end. Ronnie Gasson, as we know, is more of a slot tight end, more of a big wide receiver for the most part. But Kyle, what are your thoughts on Charlie Kolar?
Yeah, I'm definitely giving him a B for this pickup right now, too. It's like, I mean, obviously the biggest thing that we struggled with the most last year was offensive blocking. And so just by having him doing that alone, that's good enough for me. I mean, Gadsden is more of our receiver type tight end itself. So I can predict him to be a little bit more involved in the wide receiver positions and in those red zone situations more than Charlie Kolar. But yeah, I mean, I like him out there because, you know, we need to get those blockers out there for sure. And that's going to be huge for us. But, you know, he could be a really huge fit for us in our current scheme that we're going to be running, though, for sure. So I'm excited to see what he does.
And again, you see a theme here with a lot of these free agents. Like, these guys are known to be psychos on the field. And Kolar is known to be like a Mac Hollins kind of crazy person out there. And that's what Harbaugh, I think, wants. I think that's what he wants. That's why he got along with that Niners defense that he adopted back in the day. That was kind of psychotic.
And again, it's committing to running the ball also, guys. Like,
yeah.
Let's think of it this way. And I remember last year, the whole conversation was, man, can you imagine Justin Herbert if he has a running game? And it fell apart horribly. It fell apart before the season even started when we lost Rashawn Slater. And then and then we lose Joe Alt. We were dead in the water. Goose was cooked. Like at that point, obviously Greg Roman should have changed the offensive up to some degree, but he did nothing. He just said, no, we're going to keep doing the same thing with horrible players. That just isn't going to work. But the nice thing about Charlie, Kolar, is that he does a great job of blocking. He will do great in the wide zone run scheme. He's going to be great. So again, they want to run the ball. He's still good. He's surprisingly better at offense. I think he'll be used more on the offensive side of the ball as well too, which is exciting. So anyways, my point is they are going to run the ball. Jim Harbaugh wants to run the ball. Mike McDaniel wants to run the ball. And I think it's a big commitment to it. And guess what? Keep Justin Herbert healthy. He was dry humped up and down the field for 2 years. So let's keep the man healthy and happy. And hey, he's in love. Leave him alone. Let him.
Yeah, come on. There's one thing. If there's one flaw on Herbert, this man will go out on his sword. So don't give him a sword.
100%. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Well, I mean, look at the playoff game. We were losing. Greg Roman was still calling these stupid 5 to 7 step drops, and he's like, "Well, shit, I'm gonna have to run the ball now." So
it's also just like in a sense, like for example, Kyler Murray moving to the Vikings. I think a big knock on Kyler Murray is like he's not really like a team player. Herbert, if he knows he's going to get hit 50 times a game, and that's what it takes. He's like, whatever, I'll just get hit 50 times and move on, not realizing that he's a human still. He isn't actually a robot. He can't just take 50 hits every week. And other players will shy away from that and just start throwing the ball away.
100%. And Herbert won't. He's still going to go out there and try and make it happen.
He will not.
And to your point also, we got there because of Justin Herbert. I think with the running game completely dead, he still had to do everything he possibly could to put that team on his back. And he did it all season. I had so many friends go, man, I got mad respect for Justin Herbert. He just took a licking every week, but he still went out and did it. So anyways, I'm just saying, committing to the run game, guys. Harbaugh has a theme. And he wants to run that ball, and that's a big part of what Charlie Kolar's there for. But this is another example of this, guys. Alec Ingold again, all pro. What are your thoughts there, Mike? Again, what do you give this grade as well for Alec Ingold?
Very similar signing, I think, when we talk about like why it's happening. Fit for Mike McDaniel, one of Mike McDaniel's guys. But I think this one gets you to an A easily. You can already say this is an A because, like you're saying, he's put up all pro at the position in the offense that we're trying to adjust to a little bit. Yeah, A plus even. And even past that, people don't put everything together always. He can catch passes, okay? And then past that, this guy's a special teams ace. So, I mean, it's a all around, like this is a Harbaugh guy by definition right here. Definitely got to be an A plus.
Yep. Yeah, I give it an A plus too.
I don't like seeing I was gonna say that too. We don't ever have, maybe not ever. Don't want to chase it, but we don't have to see defensive tackles. No offense to Matlock. He's a fun player. He tried his best. He made some plays too. He made some good blocks too. Right. To give him some credit. Like he did solid. He probably could get a job for the Ravens specifically. But this is an actual fullback that brings a lot more to the table as a weapon, more so than just can smash someone on a straight line block. That's all that really Matlock could do.
Right.
See, and I think this is a great example of an unsexy pick that is a sexy pick. Does that make sense? Like you're going to sit back and say, well, he's a fullback and he's a tight end. Why do we care about these guys? They're not Tyreek Hill. They're not these other guys. But what they're going to do is make Amari Hampton look like an absolute god out there on the field. And Justin Herbert's going to be healthy. Justin Herbert will have to play action pass, throw a ball deep. So I'm just saying it's not always about the best and most expensive picks. It's also about executing a play correctly.
Yeah. Right.
And you're right. Matlock was good, not great. He missed some blocks. Like he did okay at times. I would say 70% of the time he was pretty good, but he was not great all the time. So Kyle, thoughts?
Yeah, I'm giving this a solid A. Maybe not an A plus because that's yet to be determined. But I'll say this is that the biggest thing for me with him is that look, fullbacks are a dying breed, but they are very important to the running game because just look at last year. Devon A-Chain had 1,350 yards, carried and 8 touchdowns. He didn't get that all by himself. He got that because Alec Ingold was out there running in front of him and getting those blocks. Because remember, guys, we had Lorenzo Neal blocking for freaking LaDainian Tomlinson. And, look what that history that happened there. So
that would be like 3 A plus if he plays like that.
Exactly. Exactly. Sure. So if we can have a Marion Hampton have a similar situation like that, we have that freaking dynamic duo of Ingold and Hampton. Woo! I am freaking amazed, excited for all this stuff. So, yeah, it's gonna be a huge deal for us.
And remember, something else that's a little sneaky about it too is I think that Najee can run the ball well. Yeah, Gus Edwards is a big power back. I think those guys were brought in a lot to pass block also, and it just hasn't worked out in either situation. You end up in a pinch, and like, do you want Marion Hampton out there, pass blocking and picking up blitzes maybe for the first time in live action, or do we want someone who's done it a million times maybe? Yep. And there's some pinches where maybe we could use that sneaky part of his skill set where these blitzes got through before that we could hold up, and Herbert can get that extra second to get it to Ladd.
I agree.
Exactly.
I agree. This is 100%. All-time fullback, and
that's what I'm saying. Like if he's Lorenzo Neal, like there's no comparison in the play styles here. Well, let's just say level of play, like accolades wise, we're talking about borderline Hall of Fame fullback.
Yeah, and again, he's his security blanket, right? The last guy comes in, and again, do you want your small running backs? Like we're gonna go through some of the other running backs. Taking a defensive end that's coming in with a full head of steam, or someone like Alec Ingold. Someone like Alec Ingold would do a much better job of keeping that guy off of Herbert. So I'm a huge fan. I think this is great. And again, I always say this, in free agency, you want to have a team you're ready to play week 1, right? Then you go into the draft. You're not saying, oh, we've got to get a center. We've got to get a guard. We've got to get a wide receiver. You can pick best available players that just plug and play into your team, and then you make a scheme around that who you have. So the good thing is we're showing that we're going to run the ball, and Harbaugh has wanted that every single year for Herbert. Now he finally has all the pieces around it to do it. I think I asked myself this question: if they had these players this last season, would we be a better team? Well, I think the injuries affected us a lot too.
Right.
But, you never really know. But I do think McDaniel probably made the call to get Alec Ingold and some of these other players as well too. He's like, now, okay, I want this guy. And then obviously Joe Ortiz went out there and paid the money for them. So
and who do we want to be? Do we want to be the Panthers, Jets, Titans, Raiders that dominate free agency every year because they have all this cap space because they're always having a rookie quarterback? Or do we want to be the Patriots, Chiefs, Eagles who are just dominating the draft every year, getting absolute steals and fleaces and trade ups, Jalen Carter falling to the 12th overall pick, things like that? I would rather be that team that's building that way. And I think that's what the Chargers are becoming more so. And it's a shock to us at first because we're just not used to it. We had 10 years of kind of an opposite philosophy almost.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And again, we'll talk more about the draft here probably after the free agency conversation as well too. But the draft is definitely interesting. I did a couple mock drafts this morning as well, and I was a little all over the map on that. But anyways, we'll talk more about that a little later. But I give this one an A. I think it's amazing. This one right here, guys, is sneaky good in my opinion. It's funny. Pretty bricked up on this dude. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't like men, but at the end of the day, Keaton Mitchell's gonna be pretty sick. What do you think about this guy, Mike?
Yeah, it's a good ad. It's gonna be another one that's gonna excite our preseason a lot.
Yep.
The biggest thing with Keaton Mitchell is gonna be he's a great fit for the scheme. He's great at the zone running and getting to the edge quick. And Mike McDaniel likes to put a lot of stress on those edge rushers. So this is a guy to do that. And then also, like, once you think you got to figure it out, pull out a screen out your back pocket. This guy's a guy to run those kind of screenplays. The health is the biggest thing. He's been just absolutely plagued for the first part of his career. He's flashed some amazing on the field stuff that you could say he could even be an RB1. There's a chance like he could be an RB1 on some teams. And the Ravens, even for a second there, were like, huh? What is this guy? Is it? Oh no, we got to get Derrick Henry. But hopefully he can stay healthy. Hopefully he can get out there. I think that this could though set up like a little bit of a competition too, like a competitor's welcome. It's a phrase I keep bringing up. At the edge of the running back depth chart, and guys like Kamani Vidal, this guy gets even more of a push, like keep improving, keep taking those next steps in your career. These kind of signings kind of push that even more and find out, is 30 the guy to be the guy, to get signed possibly here soon. So I think that it's a great signing. Again, another preseason exciting signing. And if we need him in a pinch, I got some faith in this guy to make some plays. What would we say, like a B? But yeah, Darius Davis is not going to probably be. I was surprised he made the team last year, honestly.
Yeah. So that was my other thing I was going to say. Keaton Mitchell might be our special teams guy, so we'll see how it plays out. But dude, this guy's got speed, and the reason why he didn't play much is because he's behind King Henry, right? It is what it is. I mean, they wanted to give him the rock, and Keaton Mitchell was, he had some injury issues as well too. But Kyle, what are your thoughts about Keaton Mitchell?
Yeah, I'm actually pretty stoked on him too, man. I'm actually going to give him an A- on this signing right here.
Ooh, hey, A-, what's up?
Yeah,
there we go.
I mean, honestly, he's one of the fastest running backs all year. I think he was the fastest running back all year, right? So he got like up to like 20 miles per hour at some point in the season. So yeah, and that's exactly what Mike McDaniel wants. It's not just a scheme fit for him; it's also a serious weapon that we can use in the future here, So I'm definitely excited for him, and he's going to be one of the top players, I think, in the sneaky good free agency right now.
And again, guys, we are going to run the ball. What have we seen? Center, guards, running back, a fullback, a solid blocking tight end. They're revamping that offense, and it's Mike McDaniel's is really the one focusing on that and really making that work. But this is exactly what he wants here. More signings to come. We all know this, guys, but this is the first week in free agency, of course, moving forward. But again, speed kills defenses, and I think you're going to see some really interesting things with him. And again, Darius Davis, we'll see what happens with him. We have him cheap for one more year, but who knows? We'll see what happens. Maybe we trade him away. Maybe trade him, or maybe we do, or maybe we don't. But I'm a big fan of this guy. I give this an A+. I'm big. When he was signed, I kind of had forgotten about him because he played at ECU, I think, is where he went to college. But he was a guy that just has crazy speed, and so he's exactly what Mike wants to do on the offensive side of the ball. So it's gonna be exciting. So I'm hyped on him, man. I really am. And again, You want to see as many people as you can running the rock and switching things up on the defense all the time. And I think Keaton Mitchell does a good job with that. So I think we run 3 running backs during the season.
We got another page in the Ravens Chargers conspiracy. We're working together.
Right.
It's a co-op mission where we can both try and get the Chiefs. We're both fucking with the Raiders now. Like we're working together.
Yeah. 100%.
Isn't that the truth, though? Isn't that the truth? Yeah. Well, George T's probably scooped up these guys as well, too, right? He knows the players, and they just know who they are. And so, anyways, that's a conversation. Kamani Vidal. Now, again, we have him signed as what do we have him signed as? What are your thoughts about Kamani?
Some kind of tender, but yeah. I'm excited to keep this going because Kamani Vidal has shown improvement every time he's touched the field. It almost feels like. And he's a guy, if you can get a good O-line in front of him, he's proven that he's going to break tackles at the next level, even at his size. So I'm not even worried about his size anymore, which was the concern before. Obviously, the biggest thing for me is pass blocking. This came up a lot with the J.K. Dobbins. Should we keep J.K. or should we let J.K. go? And I just kept trying to tell people, I think we're letting him go because every single blitz thrown at him, he got destroyed.
Yeah, he did.
It's a liability on third down. It really is. So I think that Kamani Vidal can improve in that category. And that's where I do worry a little bit with the Mitchell signing. If Mitchell flashes in camp and shows he can be a better pass blocker, is Kamani Vidal's position on the roster back in jeopardy again? And he's proven himself twice now, right? There's two for 2 on Kamani Vidal chances in a big spot, and he came through.
Yeah.
Yep. Tendered. And again, he produced his career year, 643 yards and 3 touchdowns, right? So, look, I think he's a great backup. I think he's an awesome RB2, maybe RB3, depending on how Mitchell does. But man, he definitely earns everyone's respect.
So what do you think about like the RBs? Day one it's Hampton, obviously.
Yeah.
Vidal, Mitchell, and Ingold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I think that's exactly
a good squad right there. If they all are healthy, that's a good squad.
Perfect. And again, Vidal's great, and you're right. He does a great job in pass protection. Remember, Isaiah Spiller. Remember him, and he was supposed to be amazing, but he could not pass protect to save his life. He would not do it. Vidal knew that to make this squad, he had to be able to pass protect, even with his size. So he worked his ass off to get better at that, and that's what he showed last season. So, and again, I think he did a great job. So I'm hyped on it. I think that's all 3 of those guys. That's a great room. Kyle, thoughts on Vidal?
Yeah, I mean, he was an absolute keeper this freaking year. He absolutely earned it. I mean, he stepped up in a huge way when Hampton went down and Najee went down, obviously. And so, we have to keep him around for a while, So I don't think that Mitchell's going to be able to take the job away from Vidal, though. I think that, he has proven himself well enough that he should be able to stick around for a good time here.
I do study the NFL and trends, and I think that sports in a way, you can find patterns, and one that's really been forming that I'm starting to believe in a lot. It's kind of like the tight end theory where every Super Bowl champion has had a key tight end. If you go and look at the last, I think 15 Super Bowl champs, 12 Super Bowl champs, 10 Super Bowl champs, Saquon's the only one where it was not an RB committee.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think that this is starting to become something that people are noticing and going to have the gas to make it to the end, all the way to the Super Bowl. You can't really rely on one running back anymore. It's just not really feasible. And if they extended another game, we might need a 4th running back.
Right.
Keep the running backs coming.
And that's the whole point, right? And running back market is pretty cheap for the most part too, right? But you can get running backs pretty easy during the season. But Kamani Vidal has been great. I think it's exciting to see what he can do. I think he's great. I like that group that group we have right now. Hampton, Vidal, and Mitchell, I think is awesome. And Ingold, hey, that's going to be awesome. So I'm hyped on this, guys. So this other one here as well too, Jaret Patterson, another running back. Now he is also signed. I think he did great too. I don't think he's not a starter. He's not an RB1. He's not a Martin Hampton, but he's another guy that can run the rock. Mike, what are your thoughts?
And he fits kind of with all these guys, similar style. So in a pinch, one guy goes down, he comes in, just run the offense exactly the same with Jaret Patterson. I love J-Pat. I had bias because J-Pat and I engaged on social media. He follows all my content and stuff. So
That's
I'm
awesome.
excited about this just for that at minimum. He's probably gonna be like a practice squad guy again, though. And if someone gets hurt, he gets called into action. He could fill in for Vidal in his spot. He could fill in for Mitchell in his spot. He plays special teams, which is a key to the running back position on Harbaugh rosters. I think that all around you want to keep guys like this around if it's extremely cheap, minimum deals.
Yeah.
He's a good Eagle guy. He works hard. He's always working out, and you see him at the facility working out all the time last year on social media and stuff specifically, not just like out on his own. So I'm excited for it. I feel like it's a team player type of signing.
I agree. And again, leave a grade, also ABC in the chat as well too. Kyle, thoughts on Jaret Patterson?
Yeah, he's going to be the one that's going to be competing the most with Keaton Mitchell here. I really do believe because Patterson's also a special team kind of guy, returning and punt returning and stuff like that. So this is going to be where like that whole competition is going to start heating up there. So this is going to be a really good one to keep an eye out during training camp to see if how they work out together.
This is a long list for the Chargers not spending anything and not signing anybody.
Right?
Keep going. There's more.
It's kind of true though. Kind of true, right?
Well, Well, and I understand the argument, guys. We still have $62 million to spend, and you're like, well, why aren't we spending it? But the reality is, well, why spend it on players we don't feel really fit our system? And is that person that much better than these other people that are already on our team? Harbaugh is a guy that likes to keep people around that he likes as well too. Again, he kept Greg Roman to his detriment for 2 years. He did not do great his first year, and I promise you they had a pretty good, solid come to Jesus meeting after the playoff bounce we had against the Texans. James and I were at that game. That was really horrible. But my point is, I think he likes to keep people that are good locker room guys and are good people that are good fits. And at the end of the day, I don't think he feels like he really needs to get those guys like an A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown's fantastic, but, he's kind of an a-hole, right? And Tyreek Hill, he's fantastic, but he's kind of an a-hole. So,
yeah,
you want to know, these guys already. You already understand these guys, and you want to bring back people that you feel comfortable working with. And Jaret Patterson's good, can be better, but I think
that Chargers fans just need to be patient too. I think they do want I think they do want an upgrade at that big body wide receiver spot. I think they do want that like aggressively. And I think the AJ Brown talks come from them being willing to trade one of our receivers to try and keep our draft capital. It's getting to a point where QJ and AJ Brown, like we're talking about value, potential, where we're going with it. That conversation, they probably could wiggle with the Eagles a lot there in that negotiation. I don't know if they were willing to throw like a first round pick or a second round pick like that, but that's why I love the Jennings thing. The fact Jennings not signing anywhere. I feel like the Niners, if they were going to do it, they would have already done it by now. With the Brandon Ayuk stuff happening already, I think that Jennings is going to get signed this week. That's what I think is going to happen. And then Chargers fans are going to be like, oh my gosh, we had such a crazy spending spree this offseason.
I think that could happen as well too. I think there's still plenty of people out there that we could go get. And I promise you, these big names also, they're going to sign late. They're going to sign when they feel like it's right. And they're going to literally talk to every single agent, every single coach, and really make a decision for themselves as well too, right? Where do I fit? How do I fit in the system? A good example like Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen's probably going to have a reduced role if he comes back with the Chargers next season, right? Is he willing to even take that? I don't know. We'll see.
I think he said he is. I think they asked him about this, and he literally said that he is willing to take a reduced role. But I don't know if that was true or not, if that was just like a rumor or something that was going around the mill, which it would be great. Like if he could play like a Larry Fitzgerald type of situation. He's coming in on third down. He's coming in the red zone as it's like a better mismatched tight end type of style play.
Yeah. And that's perfect. And that's exactly what you'd have to do. And get a team friendly contract at the end of the day, right? Of course, you're Keenan Allen, you see, oh, you have $63 million to spend. Well, why don't you give me, a good portion of that? Like, yeah, not worth it though, right? So, because you can make the argument that Keenan Allen also took away snaps from Ladini McConkey also. So, a lot to be said about that anyways. But that's another conversation for another day as well too. But let's go to defense now, guys. Oh, and by the way, before we go to defense, what would you grade all of our picks so far on the offensive side of the ball, right? So free agency, what would you give a free agency altogether, top to bottom, A, B, C, or D? And then also, what do you think about Khalil Mack as a re-signing? Getting at the exact same I think it's the same contract he got last year, $18 million guaranteed.
So for just the offensive side of the ball first?
Yeah, just the offensive side of the ball first. What do you think?
I would say it's got to be. It's still a B because you got everything you needed to transition the offense over to whatever needs to be transitioned as far as what it's going to be with Mike McDaniel. I know we're sticklers for pronunciations. We'll get it. Trust me. We got years of doing this. And we're going to be doing this every single day for the years.
Right.
So we'll get it. But if we got Tuli Pelotu, which I messed up just now, then we can get Tyler how do you say his name?
Biadasz.
Yeah.
I think Biadasz sounds pretty funny though. I like
badass.
that.
Yes, badass.
To get Tyler Biadasz, you get the weakest position on the offense upgraded right there.
Yep.
You got everything in the tight end ads and the fullback ad to transition the offense over. Like it has to be a B because the offense improved. You can't give to me a C would be like we stayed the same at like an 11-win style offense with our quarterback carrying us. Let's hope that we can stay healthy. Let's hope that the center position alone upgrades it a lot, and it's a B plus on offense already. And I think they're going to sign a veteran guard still. And when that happens, you start to creep into like an A- if that signing works out. All this can be talked about in hindsight because I was pointing at my ring finger for the J.C. Jackson trade or signing and the Khalil Mack trade. So you gotta look back at this one day and be like, okay, that was whatever grade.
Well, and I give it a B plus as well too, Mike, because I think offensively we are better than we were last year, and I think it's really going to be perfect to see what Mike McDaniel does with those players. I think it's a little more focused, a little more driven on what Mike McDaniel wants to do moving forward. So I'm all for it. Kyle, what are your thoughts on the offense? What grade would you give it so far in free agency?
Hold up real quick though. Action Dan just gifted 10 people some memberships here. So
Action Dan.
Let's go. That's what's up. Yeah, man. And thank you so much, Action Dan, for that. Hang on a sec. I'm getting a little. There you go. I'm getting a lot of the messages on my screen over here, and it's driving.
That's awesome.
So yeah. All right. So for offense, I'm actually gonna go with a B minus, to be perfectly honest, overall. Well, maybe just a solid B. It's just because, like, we do need to go out there and get some more, be a little bit more aggressive on
By the way, Chargers fans. Sorry to pick up right now. So, but Joey Bosa to the Niners.
Oh,
Joey Bosa to the Niners.
Oh,
wow. My God. It's not official yet, but his mom said it, so I think
I
think it's happening.
Oh, wow. That's cool. Yeah,
gonna play with his son, probably his last year, I would imagine.
Yep. Brother, you mean brother, right?
Brother and a son. Yeah. His mom's son. Wait, anyways, you get what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, apparently.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Easy, I know that you guys are the Bolt Bros and this is a family and all, but in Utah, but what is going on?
What's happening here? That is awesome.
Crazy.
I'm leading the family now.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Taking my bro card back here. Yeah, it's like never mind here.
Sorry, we're done.
Yep. But yeah, so like the biggest thing is that there's still a ton of players out there that we should be able to go out and get, to really solidify our guard position and stuff. Because like our interior offensive line was just shaky at best. I get it that we had some, we did pick up some players. We do have some people there, but I'm just not 100% comfortable with the moves that we made in the offensive line. I get it, like their scheme fits and stuff like that, but I feel like we need to do more still on that line. And I'm looking at some players out there that are still available. Joel Bitonio, Kevin Zeitler here, James Daniels, Graham Glasgow, Evan Brown, Alex Kappa. There's like the list goes on. But there's still some guards out there that are available that we should make a move for. But I get it. Joe's not going to overpay. And I talked a lot about this one going into, this whole season, whatever like that. It seems like his whole strategy is value and volume. It's all about building depth, getting as many more players as possible, as opposed to paying $30 million a year for one player. That's kind of where I like it though. But hey, the free agency continues, but for the offense, and so I'm just giving it a solid B so far.
That's solid grade. That's pretty accurate. I hope that the plan is, and it makes sense, that you would try and draft and develop what you think would be an elite guard of the future while you band-aid it for now.
Yeah.
And that's why you wouldn't overspend, because you'd extend that elite guard in a few years. That would be the goal. And you wouldn't overspend on it now on an injured player. So hopefully that's what the plan is. And also, like, when you look at it, Harbaugh knows O-linemen. Mike McDaniel knows O-linemen. Like, if Zion was the guy, they would have paid him.
Yeah.
Yep. I agree. Yeah. And look, I think bottom line, like I said, B plus is what I would give it. I think it's perfect. It's perfect for what McDaniel wants. I already like our skill positions, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, we don't need a quarterback. We got a backup that's going to be fine. He's serviceable. I like our wide receiver room for the most part. So at this point, I'm pretty happy with what they have so far. So we'll see. But to your point, I do think we need to go get another guard. Maybe they draft the guard. Maybe Vega drops. We'll see what happens in the draft, but we'll see how that plays out. So let's talk about defense. There were a few less signed defensive players, but Khalil Mack, 18 mil extension. Guys, the fact that he even came back after that injury blew me away. What are your thoughts here, Mike?
Very excited. I mean, this was the one that I'm watching, right? Because this, excuse me, this signaled to me, like, where are the Chargers going here in year 3 of Harbaugh? Are we going in the right direction still? A lot of fans obviously can see doubt with all the internet talk and offseason doom and gloom and all this stuff. And obviously the playoff exit that ended up happening. But to see Khalil Mack back, a Hall of Famer, a guy that is going to have a golden head in that hall one day, say, I got 1 year, I got 2 years max left in the tank to try and win a Super Bowl. That's his only goal. This guy's as rich as defensive ends can get right now. He's not, he got a big contract, but it's 1 year, 18 million off the books, just like that. He's basically just like, I'm putting all my faith in the Harbaugh movement and what we have going on in LA as my chance to cap this career off with a ring or not. And that, if you're telling me Mac has that kind of confidence, who's that close to it and has been in 3 places now and has been around the league, and I have a lot of confidence in it. So this was the one that I was watching most. If Khalil Mack would have left to any team, I would on this show probably sincerely like telling you guys I'm very worried about the direction things are going. But Khalil Mack signing back gave me that kind of confidence. I mean, A+. We got to get him back. This was more important than getting Owe back by a mile to me.
Yeah, A+ as well too. I think this is also a really deep edge class in this draft class as well too. So I think there's plenty of edge rushers we could go get, younger players. And I think that's partially why they didn't really re-sign Owe. And Owe also, I think he was successful because he was in that NASCAR package, right? So I don't think he is as great as what people think he is. He was great because of the people around him, Khalil Mack, Thule, so on and so forth, and the system.
Yeah, and even further, I don't think people realize how great he still is.
Exactly. He's incredible. He sets the edge perfectly, and he still does a great job rushing the passer. So, I mean, the dude is just unbelievable. So, Kyle, thoughts on Khalil Mack? And also, what grade do you give it as well? I give it an A+.
Oh yeah, definitely solid A+ for this. Love to have him here. I would have loved to have kept Owe as well, but the price tag on him was just going to be too high, for sure. And shout out to McDaniel for being a real one here, like by being so open and honest of a person who's like, man, I'm so glad I don't have to block you anymore,
He didn't have to block nobody, but
set up schemes to block against Khalil Mack, I guess.
Imagine that rep, Mike McDaniel dropping back in the pass protection on Khalil.
With his Gucci sunglasses on, like, I'm screwed.
He just gets kind of just like brushed aside and just launched like super far, right? But you're right though, Mike. This is 100% kind of like a canary move, so if Khalil Mack did choose to go somewhere else for his final year to cap off something like that, that could have been the canary in the mine shaft, It's like, well, that could have been a huge telltale sign right there that this season might be done already, But he's down, man. In fact, I was even thinking about it, like every single time Khalil's always just give me one more. Just give me one more. Like, and he just feels it, like that there's something about this team. And so this could be it, man. And guess what? SoFi Stadium is the host for the Super Bowl next year. So that could be awesome.
We need him at practice. We need him. He is the tones. Him and Derwin James are the tone setters on the side of the ball.
Yeah.
And it's just like the mindset that he brings, it sets the expectation all the way to the last person on the depth chart, both in the edge rusher room and the entire defense. Like, this is like having Kobe Bryant in your freaking locker room. Like, you have expectations to build up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll say this too. We have not released Bud Dupree yet. He's still on the team, and we have Kyle Kennard, who we drafted last season. So be interesting to see if Kyle Kennard can step up. He struggled to set the edge. I think there were some things that he did wrong. Some things he did right as well too. And I think, another year with Khalil Mack would be a good thing for him. So curious to see. I think it's going to go guard or edge rusher. We might, if I'm kind of liking Mesidor. Is it Mesidor? Am I saying that right? If he's available at 22, we could go get him as our maybe new future. He's 25, but man, that guy's a dog. So we'll see what happens with that in the draft as well too. So anyways, glad to have him back. And Colson, we'll see what happens with Colson if he ever can play a football game, for God's sakes. Dalvin Tomlinson, man, big Bubba. Look at this guy, dude. Woo! Anyways, I'm excited to have. I think he's great. I think he's another depth piece. Mike, what are your thoughts on Dalvin Tomlinson?
Yeah, he's a pro's pro. I think he's going to play more than you think too. He's going to play a lot of first downs, run stopping downs. When we play some of these teams that we struggled to make some tackles, he's good at eating up blocks. So that way Daion's not having to fight through blocks and try and tackle Derrick Henry. Like he just can try and focus on trying to make the tackle. I think Dalvin Tomlinson is going to be a key contributor, like very much like we saw big Linval Joseph out there at the end of his career.
Right.
He put in some good reps. He put in some good production for us at the end there in pinches that we needed him. I think goal line defense also is that this is being thrown at the goal line defense. All this stuff that Dalvin Tomlinson's done around the league now at this point. He's proven himself to be a contributor on the D line. I think we're going to see Khalil Mack play inside a little bit more this year too. I don't know if it's going to be like something that you see every down, but especially on pass rush downs, Khalil Mack is someone that gives guards fits. So I think that it's a good signing to complement Jaret Tart and what he does. And our run stop is just going up and up and up. And we need to keep going up and up and up.
Yeah.
Kyle, thoughts?
Yeah, I'm just happy to have another Tomlinson on the team.
Hey, well, the Tomlinson jersey. There we go.
Could have been 21. Can you wear 21?
That's right.
That'd be so quick,
you can just put some duct tape around it, make it 94 or something like that.
21 dot 2. 21 dot something like that.
0.2, 2.0. Yes, but no, this is a sneaky good pick. So I'm actually going to give this one a B+ here because he didn't have a great year last year. Yeah. But he had a couple really good years prior to that. So no, this is going to be a great one. And look at what we did with a couple of defensive linemen that were not good back before. We had Poona Ford. He was not that good before we got him. Jaret Tart was not that great before we got him. And look what happened with them. So Dalvin Tomlinson is going to thrive in this defensive line. I'm all here for it.
Yeah, he finished 120th out of 134 defensive tackles overall grade last year. Not good. Having said that, he was on the Cardinals. Not a good team in general, right? Yeah. So you might make the argument that he was just on a crap team. Now, again, look, you said Jaret Tart was the exact same way. He was on the Dolphins. The Dolphins did not have a great defense at that time. They cut him early, and look at what he's been able to do. I think those two guys in the middle, they're going to jam things up. They're easily going to take double teams. And remember, he was really underperforming his contract. He had he was 1 year into his $30 million contract. So partially why Arizona cut him for money, and he only signed a $7.5 million deal with the Chargers. So look, you might say, look, he's cheap, whatever. He's still a good player, and I think he will do great in the system. Over and over again, we are seeing pickups that are good fits for what we're doing. That's what this guy is, right? So 100%. I like it. Again, competitors welcome. We'll see how he does, and we'll see how this draft goes, guys. There's some defensive linemen that look pretty good that we could potentially go out and get as well too. So anyways, I like this pickup. I give this one an A-. I'm a big fan of this one. So just a couple more. Denzel Perryman. What do we think about the old man coming back? Mike, off to you.
I love DP. I don't know what to give a grade here, but I think that he's going to be a guy that is just kind of helping us get along in practice also, because it's just when you have this much of an injury history at a certain point, you gotta kind of bet on it. And I feel like this is a 8-game contract, unfortunately. So I think I probably will lean more towards a C on this one. Not that I hate Denzel. When he's on the field, he plays amazing. He's a great run stopper still. He hounds the running back down. He's good at making that read so quickly. It's just hard for me to believe in something I've seen 10 times now.
Yeah.
His hamstrings don't hold up throughout a whole season.
Yeah, Kyle, thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I'm down for Denzel. Like, I mean, obviously you're right though. Like, I mean, he's a tone setter more than anything. Love to see him out there. But is he like a huge game changer, playmaker type of guy? Not so much. But the biggest thing that I like about him is that he's a dog. He goes out there, he hits people. People fear like getting hit by him. Yeah, sure, he runs up those fines or whatever like that, and I still think that we should do is create a GoFundMe for the player fines to be like, oh no, just no, you're right, but we can throw him a bone every once in a while. I was like, all right, you know what, here you go, like just because
they should run GoFundMes for us, brother, trust me.
Yeah, that's what we need. That's what we need.
Facts.
We got bills to pay. We got to keep the lights on. You know what I'm saying? Come on now.
Yeah. So anyways, but I give it like I said, a solid B. Keep it around. Okay. It's good.
So my thought on Denzel Perryman overall is that we got Marlowe Wax. Marlowe Wax looked really good last season, and he looked good on special teams. So if you have Marlowe Wax in special teams, you could play Denzel Perryman, put him in there for run stopping plays, right? Where goal line, where he really can stick his head in there and just cause some havoc on the offensive line. And then you can use Marlowe Wax also as a sort of rotational player. Again, we don't know what's going to happen with Colson. Hopefully Colson can play. We can see that guy on the field at some point this season, but we'll see how it plays out. But I like Denzel Perryman. I think he's great. Again, he was an OG Charger, so it's kind of cool to have him back. We'll see what happens. But I think good depth piece. And I think, really that locker room loves him. Kind of goes back to what I was saying about the Harbaugh likes these certain people. Denzel Perryman is a great locker room guy, and I think they want to keep him around. But they got him cheap too. I don't think I don't remember exactly what he signed for, but someone leave a comment in the chat, but I don't think he was very expensive from what I can tell.
I think it's a vet minimum. Him and Dayon are really good friends, I think, too.
That's true. Yeah. That's the person I was trying to say, Dayon. Yeah.
And that's huge too, yeah.
Yep.
No, that's a great take on Wax. So I'm very excited about Wax. I think he's doing a signing for the draft or something, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
I was telling people, go get that signature. I mean, that could be something. You might be looking back at that one just like we're looking at Henley right now.
Yeah, he's good, man. Like I'm a big fan. But I do think that but he will do well. By the way, Kendall Williamson is another guy. Did we pick him up mid-year? I can't remember, or was he an undrafted free agent? I can't remember where we got him. Anyways, thoughts on Kendall Williamson, Mike?
I love keeping him in the room. He played pretty well when we needed him in spots, and there's times where I was like, who? Kendall Williamson's going to be out there?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Exactly.
I like him, and I like RJ Mickens, and I like the future of the safety position, while we kind of, obviously Derwin James is still the superstar that he is. I think also he's like that prototype that they want at safety. They just want a bunch of guys that are flying around, laying hits, causing chaos, like, do it now and apologize later type of style safety play. And I love that. And a lot of fans will come to me and say, well, we got burned a lot here in these spots. We got burned a lot here in these spots. It's like, yeah, that is kind of the aggressive part of our defense. We might give up one big play per game, but the rest of the game is hell over and over and over again, play after play for our opponents. It's why I also think that, saving all this money deep into the offseason, I think the Steelers are going to cut Jalen Ramsey. Call it a prediction. Call it Mike Stradamus. I think that
Mike Stradamus
he can become available. And again, Jalen Ramsey as a safety, just that prototype, just this big 6'4", super athlete that might not have man-to-man coverage skills like he used to, but he's going to lay some hits. He's going to piss some people off. He's going to body slam a few guys during the game. And that's kind of the style Kendall Williamson plays with on a smaller level too.
Yeah. Yeah. Kyle, thoughts on Kendall Williamson?
Yeah, it's a big deal. Like, I mean, I've been thinking about it a lot too. Is like we have to start preparing for Derwin James' retirement at some point, because, I mean, it sucks to say.
How old am I?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right. So But getting that safety depth is going to be good. But interesting enough though, like I mean, I really see this more of a special teams pick right now.
Yeah.
Yes, he did do some other stuff like in the normal things, but for the most part, this is depth. This is special teams. I give it a solid B-. Hopefully, he can step up and be the next guy, though, for sure.
Yeah, that's right. That he was signed to the practice squad. I couldn't remember. I know we didn't draft him, so this is his second year. So I think he was picked up by somebody else, and I know he went to Stanford, but look, I like the guy. I think he's great. I think he played great. I remember when he played, was it the last couple games? I know he played a couple games, and I thought, man, like how is he going to play? And never has heard his name called. He did exactly what he was supposed to do. And I think it's exactly why he's back, right? He was not exposed and looked good when he was out there. So you're right. I think he's going to be good. And again, RJ Mickens has been awesome. I think the Chargers are very high on him. And so it's exciting. What's that?
I'm very high on him. I think Tony Jefferson should just stop complaining on social media because they're really, really high on him. I mean,
they are. They are.
Like, they'll just roll with him probably if it gets bad enough.
Well, and again, I do still think they're going to re-sign Unk back, though. I do. They're going to find a number. It'll work out. It's going to be fine.
Isn't the new DC and Tony Jefferson? I think they were scouting together. I think they're friends.
They are friends.
Oh, there you go.
So when So O'Leary. Oh, when Elijah Molden was brought over, he coached Elijah Molden up. Mm-hmm. I think they're good friends. Oh, yeah, they all know him really well. So, but again, I just don't think they want to overpay, right? And that's part of the business as well too. So we'll see. Maybe they had some other people that they're targeting right now that they want to bring back. So there's a lot of things
drafting here too. They're going to keep drafting at every level of the defense for sure.
100%, right? So let's just remember, guys. There's a lot more going on. I guarantee there's gonna be more people brought in as well too. So we'll see how it plays out. Del'Shawn Phillips. What do we think about this one, Mike?
This one's got to be. I mean, for what he does, right? The special team. He's another special teams ace. A lot like Marlo Wax. You got to retain guys like this because you don't know what's gonna happen. I saw a comment about Uchenna Nwosu earlier, and that's. Phillips reminds me of a situation with him where Nwosu kind of just worked his ass off and built his way up to where he got the whole league's notice and said, all right, Chargers, pay me. And they let him walk. Yeah. We don't want to see that happen with some of our homegrown guys. Get him back while he's still cheap before he has that breakout. And I think in a pinch, if Phillips or Wax has to step in and play some linebacker, I got some faith in those guys, kind of similarly to that Williamson ad that was built from spots they had performed in last year. And then again, our special teams does not need to go backwards any. Our special teams needs to take a step forward. It'll be better. We need to improve it. Like other than Cameron Dicker, obviously, who just is automatic pretty much still. Even he missed a few times. The special teams took a step back last year that I would like it to get back on.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. Kyle.
Also a punter. Can we get a punter?
Yeah, there we go. Punter would be good. Yeah. Kyle, thoughts on Del'Shawn?
Yeah, big thing, for sure. Del'Shawn, went second team All-Pro last year. So, definitely it was a no-brainer to pick up this guy, and that actually proves to me that the worm really has turned when it comes to this team. Like we bring up Nwosu, how he literally we let him walk because of all the stuff that he did, or, we didn't want to pay him, but now we're willing to pay our players that, that are homegrown. And that's a huge deal, and Hugo actually did mention too, how and Nwosu had that clutch Super Bowl fumble 6, you know,
where's Tom Telesco and where's Nwosu over the last couple months?
Exactly. Right. Yep. Yeah. So you just look at what they're at. So Del'Shawn is, 100% happy to keep him around. And he can fill in the shoes for, Denzel Perryman if and when Denzel does get ejected for some kind of nasty hit, So this is huge. This is a no-brainer,
or hamstring or guns in the trunk or whatever. It might be.
Yeah. Whatever it might be.
All the above. Yeah. It's so hilarious. Yeah. And Del'Shawn, he also played great. I think it was Del'Shawn and also Marlo Wax. I think was it the last game of the season, the regular season. And they did fine. They both played great. So, look, you need depth. Not sexy, not amazing. You're not going to walk away going, holy crap, that's incredible. But you need guys that are going to do a good job. And again, he's a special teams ace. So
this is why I encourage everyone to get a warm up in for the season. If you like going to the games, like I enjoy the preseason thoroughly because we get to see all these guys play a more grand scale. That Hall of Fame game, that was a blast to watch.
Amazing.
Like a bunch of hungry players like that, and it's just like super eye opening because it's the first time they're getting to play in game action. Like there is some excitement to it if you dig deep like this into the roster.
And they destroyed the Lions as well too.
That was fun. Yeah, it made the trip even more worth it.
Yep. And Dean Leonard, what are your thoughts here, Mike, on Dean Leonard coming back?
It's another one. Special teams ace. This is our gunner over the last couple of years.
Yep.
Dean also knows the defense very well. And I think what Dean's strength is as a DB when we need him in a pinch is coming in and just playing man-to-man coverage. So that's something that's solid too. He's not someone that we want, obviously, to start, but if you're talking about just keeping our special teams going, keeping the guys that know what we want to do on that side of the ball, because we do have a great special teams coordinator historically, we could try to fix this thing because I think it was a really eyesore, and it's another thing Herbert had to battle against last year.
Yep. Yeah. Kyle, thoughts on Dean Leonard?
Yeah, 100%. Great pickup for us. You know, he's been a solid gunner for us and really just kind of keeping those special teams yards down and getting to those ball carriers like super fast. So honestly, and he's been performed pretty well as a cornerback as well for us. And so, and absolute depth character, great with the scheme fit with everything we have, 100%, give it a good A, solid pickup.
Yeah, I give him an A- too. Dean Leonard, again, not a sexy pick, but he's a good special teams guy. Pretty fast too. Derwin James a number of years ago said he was one of the fastest guys on the team, which I was kind of shocked on. But I didn't think he was that quick when he came out because I think he was undrafted from Ole Miss, if I remember correctly. Or no, was he undrafted? He was either undrafted or really late round pick, if I remember correctly. But either way, he's been awesome. Again, not super huge, not a big name coming over. But you need good players. You can't see holes. Now, again, if you look at the whole cornerback room, you got Cam Hart, Dante Jackson, absolutely amazing player last season, super cheap, way outperformed his contract. Nico Reed, Eric Rogers, Tarheeb Steele, and then we got Dean Leonard. And also Elijah Molden is actually labeled as a defensive back, which is kind of funny because he does play corner and he also does play safety. And then Jordan
loaded.
Yeah, I mean, like our cornerback room is great. I mean, a lot of people, keep seeing people say that we need cornerbacks in the draft, and I'm like, I mean, we'll probably get a couple of undrafted free agents, but I don't think we'll use one of our five.
Just to put it into perspective, I think we could get picks for both. Maybe not Rodgers yet. One more preseason, one more thing. I think we can get a pick for Nico Reed already. He's like our fifth corner or fourth corner.
Yeah, Nico Reed has looked great, and so. I'm really not. I feel like the cornerback room is solid, and we've been healthy too. They are rotating a lot of players through, which I think is helpful and definitely keeps people more healthy. Okay, I think we got one last, and then we are wrapped up. But it's Josh.
Is it a punter? Is it a punter? Damn it! Well, close. Getting closer.
Get close.
I don't know. Like all the fans are freaking out about all the lack of signings and wanting Tyreek Hill and AJ Brown. All this. I just want a damn punter. If we can get a freaking punter. That would be great. But Josh Harris, man, I'm glad we got him back, obviously.
Right.
I think he's never had I don't want to jinx it. Long career. Yep. No bad snap yet.
Yeah, he's
as 100% success rate on 47. It's just hopefully he stays healthy this year. Again, I'm biased. Every training camp, he's always playing catch with the fans. I love to see guys do that. Especially like a long snapper. You kind of know you're in almost a not lucky. Your talent got you here, but you're snapping the ball once a game, twice a game. We don't want you to go out there, honestly. We don't want you out there. We want you to just be out there for extra points only. Yeah. And he's taking the time to go and engage with the fans. And like just that little bit alone, you see what it does for like young Chargers fans in the crowd. They're going to remember that moment probably for their whole life. So I love to see that kind of stuff too. So A+ for Josh Harris coming back.
Yeah. Kyle, thoughts on Josh Harris?
Yeah, 100%. Actually, I'm trying to remember which hat that I have that he signed. Actually, you know what? It's that same color hat that Mike's got with my C on it. He's I had nothing else to sign, so I just gave him my hat and he signed it. So like that. So yeah, man, I love that guy. He's super interactive with the fans. I actually met him at also one of the charity events with the Chargers. And we just sat around and talked, and he was just talking about how excited he was just to make it to playoff games, because like all the entire time at the Falcons before us, he never made it there. So it was a huge deal for him. And I was like, man, like this guy's just really cool. He's a really good dude, awesome player. And like you said, never a bad snap. So when he's in there, like it's huge, special teams need A+ for sure.
Yeah, I think bottom line, again, the weird thing I would say over and over again is that it's not a sexy free agency so far.
Yeah.
But they are all players we needed back to make this team work, right? So, and I always say there's plenty of time. This coaching staff and our scouts are going to continue looking at who's available. Other teams are going to be cutting people. Eventually, there's players that have underperformed their contract and have a big number. Hey, you didn't do it. We're trying to negotiate with you. Can you cut us a deal? No, I don't want that. Okay, cool. Well, then we're going to release you. And those are players that the Chargers are going to probably scoop up pretty easy as well too. So there's going to be players available that we could go get, maybe trade for. We'll see what happens. But these guys are working. Yeah. So yes, we have $60 million, but yes, we also do not want to just dump $60 million on some player that's just for the hell of it, right? Let's be judicious with this money. So Kyle, we'll go to you, and then Mike, you can have the final word if you don't mind.
So, I'll just say for defense, I think we're at a solid A on the defense signings right now. I guess we're kind of adding the special teams in there for fantasy purposes, right? Defense and special teams. So I think that defense has been solid, guys, like in someone just said in the chat there, TD 4637. Biggest problem so far was losing Owe. But there's not a chance in hell we're going to pay that, 25, a mil year price tag for him. Not with this current management for sure. But, but I'll close with this though, too, by just saying, look, guys, we're almost we're in that slow march to get to that 10,000 subscribers thing. And we are planning to do a big old giveaway for when we hit 10,000. So, yeah, so just excited. Like I said, just tell your friends, tell your family, tell and whatever, all that stuff. Just because we are going to have a whole thing there for it. So we're excited to just get to that point. It's a huge milestone for us, and just keep it up, guys.
Hell yeah! Congrats to the Bolt Bros as we hit it. Where are we at? We're at 9,000.
9,200, something like that. 9,200 something. Yeah,
right there. Let's go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's go. Yeah, I'm pumped about free agency overall so far, just because I feel like we didn't have a bad deal that I see on the table yet. Of course, things will age and things will be different. And yeah, they didn't, like you said, they're not making the flashy picks everyone wants. But my top 3 on the wish list were center and an upgrade at center, getting Khalil Mack back. So 2 of the 3 checked off. And then now they can figure out the guard situation. And I think that they should have earned my trust. Also, for not spending, we're in about the middle of the pack. It's $172 million is what the max could be if they, everyone hit all of their max contracts, which is not going to happen. But still, that will be around middle of the pack for the whole league. There's teams that have spent less than 100, less than 75, even less than 50. There's a couple teams. The Broncos haven't done diddly squat this free agency. If you want to look at someone that actually didn't do anything. And also one that we're not considering into the factor when we talk about like fans kind of upset about the free agency, like, how did you guys feel about the T.R. Tart contract that we got done very, very, very early on? Like getting Tart and Khalil Mack back, that's massive already. Those guys both could have hit free agency and gotten max dollar and started a bidding war, and it could have been awful. So I think overall on the free agency front, I think fans are overreacting a little bit. You've got to give them an A because it's a playoff team already built right now, like you're saying, today without a draft. Without more spend, I think another receiver's coming. I think a safety's coming. I think a linebacker signing and a guard signing is coming, right? I think that these are going to happen. They're going to be discounts, yes, but they're going to add guys that you don't see on this roster yet. It's got to be a 12, 13-win team, depending on how the schedule and injuries play out just on paper right now. And we're just playing paper mache in free agency, so it's got to be an A.
Yeah, I agree. I'm happy. I think it's good. Again, more to come. It's going to be exciting. Plenty to talk about, guys. The draft is going to be exciting. And again, we only got 5 picks, but you've seen what we've been able to do with just a few picks, right? 7th round, we're finding people.
Yeah.
See if we trade back. We'll see what happens.
I think we could trade back too.
Yeah, I agree. And again, a lot of people don't have a lot of first round pick grades. I think I'm hearing anywhere from 15 to 20. Most teams on average are saying that's how many actual first round picks they have on these players. So guess what? If we're at 22 and we're not happy with what we have, if we have a trade back partner, we'll take that trade back. We'll see how that plays out and get a few more people later on. So anyways, I'm excited, guys. This is exciting. And Mike, thank you again for joining. You are awesome. You are a brother from another mother, as we all have discussed many times over. Thank you again. Cannot thank you enough.
Thanks for having me. Sometimes we get stuck in like the internet echo chamber, and I need to like talk to some other Bolt Bros to make sure that we're still all on the same page, all on the same track, and we're all gonna see each other at training camp with smiles and excited. Who's got it better than us?
Exactly.
Nobody.
And by the way, Mike, let everyone know where they can see you in the chat if they are not already following you. If you're not following Mike, you need to do that as well. So, Mike, where can everyone find you?
Yes, sir. Please go and check out my stuff. The biggest thing that I'm pushing, especially for the viewers of your podcast, is I've been making a lot more long-form YouTube videos like the last year or so. I make all 32 team videos, yes, but I try and do it from like a Charger-centric mindset at all times and put in little jabs and stuff in there. But I also do just Chargers videos. So if you like full coverage NFL content, go to @NFL Mike on any platform. You'll find me on YouTube. The name's right here. The name's right here. You'll find me on Instagram. You'll find me on Twitter. And you probably have already seen me like just going at it with other teams' fan bases.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you, Mike. 100%. You're the best. All righty, guys. We're the Bolt Bros. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Bolt Bros. Let's go.
Hey, what's up? Cameron Dick here watching Bolt Bros podcast. Let's go.
Charged up, Bolt Bros on the night. LA Thunder in electric delight. Bolts in the battle, sparking bright. Charged up, ride the lightning, feel the fright.